Hello again. It's me. Yes, it's still the same guy. I cut my hair. Yes. Anyhow, here today, it's going to be installing one of the CV fabrication intercooler. Um, supposed to be pretty good as keeping temps low, and supposed to give a little bit horsepower. See how that works. Take a look at it. I know there's a few things that got to be done on there. I have the power boost, and also I know that the what is the backup sensor? Well, the noise. Trying to find the word. Anyhow, the beeping noise that comes from that unit in the front that has to be removed in order for the intercooler to fit. So I did also purchase that piece. For when I removed that piece, then I could put that cap on it, and it would avoid getting any notification on the dashboard. So that is purchased as well. To me, yes, I mean, it works good to let a person know, you're backing up. I mean, then again, it's like any other vehicle. I mean, I understand with the hybrid that, you won't really hear it when it's backing up, which it is helpful. But in order for this piece to be placed in there, that have to be removed because of the new intercooler is so much bigger. So right here, this is intercooler. Right there. Suede. Wow. Gotta wait till I pull it out. And actually, this is that's the piece that's going to be placed in there. Try to get it out of here to cancel out, being that and I'll try to record everything, but this is the piece right here that's going to be replacing the noise box. Not really a noise box, but the piece that has to be removed, mega ohm. So I will take you through it as to the steps I'm taking towards making this happen, and I'll keep you all posted as I go. So I'll be loosen out these right here clamps. Same thing on these over here as well. Also, after I remove those and get them loose, also have to disconnect the blow-off valve connection, which is right here. Then after that, remove this bolt and that bolt, and everything should come down. That's a 15 millimeter, and this, you could put a flathead screwdriver or probably look like a 1/4 inch and loosen those out. Actually, I was incorrect. These is losing a 9/32 correction. Right there is my blow-off valve, my connection right here that I'll be taking loose, and also loosen out this clamp right here. And also, after those are done, then I take this one off and the one on the other side, opposite side, and everything should be ready to come down. All right, so being at the factory, have the bolt all the way in the back here. I can't really reach to it, so I loosen out this one. I took this one down. This one here, I loosen it out as well. You can see that my connection to my blow-off valve is already off, so everything is just going to come down once I take this bolt off and that bolt off. This one and that one should be ready to come down. There it is. And I would say it probably took me about, stopping and doing whatever, and I didn't have a power ratchet. I had one power ratchet that was for the 1/4 inch. I didn't have the power ratchet for the or size, I think 15 millimeter, to remove this. So now is the next step to remove out the annunciator, I would say it is. It's just located right here. So from what they're saying, that with the bigger intercooler, this got to go. Also, let me try to get a little light in here. I got to remove all this as well, which won't be a problem, in order to have the intercooler to fit in, because it won't fit in with all this right here, extra piece. But that'll be the next step. But I'm going to work on removing this annunciator. Annunciator is out. It's a 10 millimeter bolt, but also I'll remove this piece, which is right here around that. But I still have the bracket, which from what I'm seeing that, make sure I get this right, bracket is still here, but the bolt is on the top. Sorry about that. This is the bracket right here, and it seemed like the bolt is on the top of this chassis piece. So I got to figure out how to get the bolt, how to get that off. This piece here really snapping off. It wasn't a problem snapping it off. But I think this, if I didn't have this to remove right now, I'd be, installing the intercooler back in. It's something I would say without the annunciator having to be removed and stuff, a person could do this in about an hour, I would say, to be honest. No more than an hour and a half. Wow, one thing I could say is, wow, this thing was a pain in the butt to get off. End up having to twist it off. The part about it is like this part here sitting on top of the chassis, so you need to get a 10 millimeter to put on top here, and you're not seeing what you're doing with a ratchet to loosen it out, because it's bolted down. You got a little grommet that's there that you gotta end up having to force it out, and it came out with it. And this piece here, that's the other piece that stayed on. It's a problem to get off. Right here on this bracket right here, it was tied to, but pretty much you have to get your hands. Oh man, I'm trying to get a good light in here for you guys. There we go. You gotta get back here above that, but I had to access it from this side, which is like a problem. But now everything is out. I can start taking everything off the other unit to put on this one to switch it out. But yeah, I mean, that really took most of the time of removing that piece. Oh, sorry. This piece right here. That's your annunciator, which I think that could be relocated, to be honest. On the other side. Yeah, but I already bought the kit for it, so I might well just go there and throw it on, but I think this could be relocated. There's a big difference. The side view of the height. It's a big difference. Almost like, yeah. But I'm gonna get ready to do the swap over. So I won't put this one back on here. I'll most likely put it on the other piece and slide that one on. This clamp here, the factory put it so far back on the top I couldn't get to it, but it should be better on the bottom, so I'll swap it around. But yeah, definitely a big difference in size. Alright, got my blow off valve on, tie it down. Don't forget to put your grommets, all 4 of them, get them from the old one. Like I say, those two right here, it's no big deal. Um, they can always pop on. I can put this in place, put on the bracket, and be good to go. So yeah. Yeah, as far as oil, I know a lot of time we want like an oil separator, but this is about the only, nothing in here. That's about the only oil I found as far as coming out of the system on there. So now I just went ahead and put I just strapped the cap to get rid of the backup noise right here. Strap right there, and I'm gonna get ready to install this unit and see how it fits. This would help, to be honest, if this was off, but to me it helped me in a way because then the unit sits here instead of coming straight down, because I'm only doing it by myself. If you had two people, then one person could hold on to it when you know what I mean, each person could be taking a bolt off and hold on to it, but being I'm just only there by myself, I feel like it helped me out more. That's how I feel about it. Let's see how it is once it's going in. All right, so I have it in, and this is what I'm saying towards my advantage. You know, I can let it sit here before I go ahead and put the other bracket on to bolt it down. So it's sitting here right now. Everything is on here, just ready to bolt back in. And it'll sit in there no problem. Like I say, it's just about it helps me out. You know, like I say, other people want this out, but I feel like if you're doing by yourself, this is helpful. If you have another person to help you, yes, you could remove it. But as you can see from right here, well, let me get the light. So this is where the annunciator was. So this is the reason why it had to come out. Try not to get too bright in your face, and I apologize, trying to get the lighting right. Yes, so the annunciator was sitting like right in here. So as you can see, it'd be bumping right into it. So that's why it had to come out. Yep. So it's not bad at all. I mean, I'm not rushing, taking it easy. But like I'm saying, this is helpful to me, being that I'm doing it by myself. I'm not gonna lie. Putting this one on, at least took me about a good 20 minutes, because what you want to do, this hose here, you want to fold it up so you could be able to get this one on. Being that the blow-off valve is in the back, it's kind of tight fit. So pretty much this hose back here in the back that's connecting to right here, push it up to be able to get this on. Get this on. You could always turn it, because once it's in there, you can move it left or right. Once it clicks in, then you can angle it and then let the hose come into it. Now what's left is this other two here to go and connect, which shouldn't be a problem. I went ahead and put my bolt up already. Everything is bolted up, good to go. My connector is my blow-off valve already connected. As far as inside of, this is the most oil that I found in it, and so I mean, even though you have the oil separator, I mean, as far as this is all I have in there, and there was nothing that was leaking, like pouring out when I removed it. So for what, 3 years, yeah, I don't think that's bad. All right, so pretty much I'm done. Like I said, this is the only one that'll give you issues. As far as putting back in, I don't think this would have anything really to do with it. But as far as having to leave this on, so pretty much everything went good. Tighten up everything, make sure everything torqued down pretty good. So now it's all about just cranking it up and let it run and test it out. Other than that, I would say, one person, as we can see, one person can do it. So it's not nothing that hard. Once you have the tools, and like I said, the only part I found I was challenging, it was right here, especially that you have the drain plug that's right here, the drain This is where when they drain your oil, that's where it comes out at. So that's like in the way of trying to, maneuver through here. So it's a little challenging. The most part that you're gonna have a lot of issues with, I feel like fire is being challenging, is right here, because these other two hoses here, they flexible, so they move back. You could push this on first and then be able to maneuver and put them in here. Only thing is this one screw here on the top, when the factory did it, they had the head of it all the way to the back here, so I couldn't really get to it. So what I did, being that I put it back, I put it in the front, whereas if I need to get to it, it's right there, so that's just the only thing about it, makes it easy. But everything is clamped down, this piece is in, everything is good, blow valve is tied in, everything is good to go. Other than that, I don't have anything else, and keep you all posted as to how it turns out, how I'm liking it, and with the temps and so forth. Again, I appreciate it for your time. Hope this helped with your installation. My vehicle is a 2022 F-150 Power Boost, and like I said, that's the reason why I'm having to remove the backup annunciator that was back here. But other than that, all is well, and it's a reason, like I said, that it had to be moved, because this intercooler is way bigger, which will run right into it. You can't much leave the bracket. If you leave the bracket, it's the same thing. You're still gonna have a problem. So just remove the bracket, be done with it. And again, thank you all for viewing. Hope you all like it, and hope it helps you all in some type of way. Have a good day. Stay blessed. Yeah.